Hey angels, how are you? So I was going through some serious attacks today and I just started to uncover some things that were very crazily specific. So one of the charges that came in through the military portals was against the Hiltons, okay? So it was not one Hilton, it was the entire Hilton family, and it was to seize all of their properties globally. So this was a command that came in. I definitely had interactions, I feel, with certain people that are the Hiltons through this device, but I didn't really understand the full, I guess, spectrum of it until whatever happened today. And this keeps going up. This is like, well, I didn't really understand a lot of it until like just now. So what I kind of stumbled upon was a secret government, okay? And I talked about this on another video about breaking through some kind of a secret government. So the secret government that I stumbled upon today was the Hiltons, okay? The Hiltons have their own secret government. It looks as if they actually have their own CIA, they have their own FBI, they have their own cops. Okay, I've seen other celebrities have similar, I guess, camps, so to speak, but nothing on the scale of the Hiltons. What I uncovered is huge. It's like a global secret government, and this is how they maintained their status for so long, is what it feels like. So what it feels like is that how they handle their business is that they have marksmen, okay? So they have marksmen that they use. Marksmen are men in black, okay? Or contract killers. And so they're hired in through what I just discovered is through Eric Prince. So Eric Prince and his mercenaries are actually part of the marksmen that go after the victims of the people like the Hiltons, okay? I also saw they have shared marksmen. I want to say it was shared between Warren Buffett. I'm not positive it was Warren Buffett, but I feel like it was Warren Buffett, and it could be the guy that's in Steel, Wilbur Ross. I'm not positive. They kind of come in with very similar energies in the metaverse. And I know Wilbur Ross is responsible for pretty much destroying the steel industry and turning it into what it is now. So I think however this works, it's like some of them share marksmen. So they're tied in somewhat, but it does feel like it's Bergdorf, and Bergdorf is Warren Buffett. Bergdorf is also Saks Fifth Ave, okay? And they're their own secret society. So I feel like it's connected to that, whatever the Hilton secret government is. It's definitely a secret government. So when I say this, they have legal teams. They have a full-blown government to make people look a certain way that they deem as a threat. And they're like buttoned up, this team. They're very like if you've ever been around, like if you've ever seen Nikki Hilton, they're very like buttoned up. They look very clean cut. Like they would be very believable, this group, okay? In terms of their claims against their victims. But it's all coordinated, targeted attacks through a database. So I did see the database that they're using. The database that they're using is being done through coding. So it's very similar to the incels. So the incels are coders, they're programmers. That's the origin of them. They're connected to Mark Zuckerberg. They're connected to Bill Gates. They're connected to the techies in the Silicon Valley. They're coders. They're programmers, okay, or they're gamers, so to speak. But that it's like it crosses into the coders, okay? The incels. They have coders that send out communications through a database. So it goes out into code And that's how they get their marching orders. So I uncovered the database this morning. So it could be coming in. Yeah, it has it coming in as a setup. It's also coming in through military contracts. This is how I believe I was targeted, okay? Because I came in, there was a military person that came in, and he said that there was too many of them. Amy, he said to me, there's just too many of them. He also said, you know too much and now you have to die, okay? So I was a victim of a marksman, okay? And I know this for a fact because when you're around marksmen for certain periods of time, I do feel like in some way you do start to get almost a little like too comfortable around each other in some way. Like, it's like I've had confessions from marksmen, okay, that have told me they're my murderer. I have had these interactions. You know, there are slip ups that happen when they're around you this much, okay? There's also many different ones that come in because I was around a lot of Eric Prince's teams. And so I don't know if I actually put together that his teams were my marksmen, so to speak, and were hired by potentially corporations or Donald Trump or whoever they're being hired by. I don't know if I actually put that together. But it's like I knew that they were obviously out to kill me. Like I knew Eric Prince was trying to kill me. Like I knew that. I had that information. Like I knew he was my killer. Like I knew that. But I didn't understand maybe the connection to the other people. I'm also getting Parler coming through. Parler was the platform that was used for communication for the insurrection. I don't know if this is the same platform. I don't know if this is an up and running platform. I have stumbled across certain databases through the Intel portals, and I have an awareness of certain databases and their locations. But this database I saw today with the secret government connected to the Hiltons is a new database. I feel like I saw the Parler database, and it's not Parler, but it's something similar to that, and it's a completely different network. This is a professional network that they're using, the Hiltons, okay? When I came into their energies, I'm seeing like, you know, very pinned up, proper. I see women, okay, running these like not operating, but running these legal firms or whoever they are. I see them dressed very professional, okay? I see them having good images, okay? They obviously well-dressed, respectable, okay? That's the level of this secret government and how it's infiltrating their victims. So that's why I believe they were charged. I think it's the secret government. How the commands are coming in through the intel portals or military portals, they're coming in at various different times, okay? I don't have 100% of the intel on the charges and the commands. I just know when they're coming in. Like, I have a knowingness of how they're coming in. And the commands and the charges are repeating. I started uploading the commands to my YouTube channel and how they're coming in. I started doing that on TikTok, and whoever was on my head saw how many views I was getting. They had my TikTok account banned within, I want to say 60 seconds. So they are directly connected to TikTok, okay? They are directly connected to YouTube, and that's how it is. So I have setup coming in around this. So it could be that they specifically are trying to make you look a certain way or get information out of you, and then they get the information out of you and then it's down. It could be all kinds of things. Okay, but I know how these groups work. For me, I feel like they're idiots. For me, any information that goes out is a weapon. Like, this is how I have been known to survive. I know the minute I am silenced and I don't get information out, I am under probably the most attacks I've ever been under, like the most. Silence is literally your death sentence. I know that for a fact, okay? You might have so much fear to talk. You might be feeling like I'm gonna die if I talk. And that's all by design. It could be black magic that's making you have the fear. It could be mind control that's making you have the fear. You might be like, I am literally going to die. You might go under weapons. Every day I was going under weapons if I spoke. I was going through that. If I spoke out, I knew within an hour I'd have an energy weapon on me. I would get people coming in and telling me I was going to die. I have gone through that. And I have learned that once the truth is out, it is out. And once there are people who receive the information and they have an intuition, it will resonate as truth to them. It will be a light bulb for them. Then it'll be a light bulb for somebody else. It will go out however it has to go out. So I know getting the truth out. The minute I cleared their secret government off of my head, literally all this crap came off of me. Usually when they get outed, they go into like, we're effed, like we're done, kind of like panic mode. They know when they're freaking outed. The minute this stuff came out of my system, my gut was, get this out right now. That's my intuition. That was my true intuition. Now, with their systems in me, my intuition isn't always to get it out. That's not my initial intuition. My initial intuition is not to get the information out, or to be more, I guess, particular about how it goes out. It's something else. It's a different intuition. This was like, get in the car, film, and get it out. Like, that's the energy. Then I have all these people threatening me. Don't do this, da, 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 da. That's their teams. That's their teams coming in. Oh, trying to get in your head. Oh, if you do this, it's going to be bad. No, it's way worse for them. Way fucking worse for them, because people are going to connect the freaking dots now. People that are like, how are they this? And how are they that? How are they moving money? So this is the other dot that's huge. Nikki Hilton married a Rothschild, okay? There was a Jeffrey Epstein company called Southern Trust. Okay, it was in the British Islands. I don't know exactly what island it was on. Southern Trust was doing human experimentation on children with special needs. It was disgusting when I started to like watch people who had inside reports on what they were doing inside of this firm or inside of this company. I had researched it very heavily. I am a victim of Jeffrey Epstein and his experimentation. He did not die in the Manhattan prison. I think a lot of people know that. It was a job that was done by Bill Barr, okay, who was AG at the time. And there was a team within Manhattan that got him underground, okay? They put him into like a tunnel, like an underground system or unit. I saw all of that, okay? I had intel on Epstein. That's probably when my attacks really started to get more heightened, is because I had this intel on him. I have seen the labs of Southern Trust through these intel. I'm a victim of their operations, and I am a victim of Paris Hilton, and I am a victim of some type of I don't know if he is a death dealer. He could be a warlock that is directly tied to the Hiltons. They specialize in reptilian type of work, where they literally feed off of you and they give it to all of their family and friends. It's literally a lot of what has been going around on social media, where they've been talking about the reptilians and things like that. It is true. I am a victim of this warfare. I'm a victim of the DNA warfare that is directly tied to Southern Trust. However, when Southern Trust got outed and Jeffrey Epstein, quote unquote, died, they moved the operation under what I was getting a different name. I was getting the new name for Southern Trust was, what was the freaking new name? Then I think I might have seen it as another name, which was Oppenheimer's Northern Trust. That could be potentially the next name it became, but it went into another name. And when I looked it up, it was a private investment firm. in the British Isles. Okay, it was in the British Islands. It was the same thing. It was a private investment firm. The minute I found that information, I got attacked with a weapon and all this crap came off of my head. Okay, so Southern Trust went on, and Jeffrey Epstein was still doing the human experimentation to try and impregnate a woman virtually through alien DNA or alien technology, through these avatar systems that are directly tied to Scientology. Okay. Somebody just said Mark Burnett. So these are the systems, and it's all connected to keep them in power and to feed off of all of our good stuff. They want our destiny. They want our money. They want our luck, our recognition. Paris Hilton just had a win in Congress, a pre-staged event to make it look like she's there to protect children. She is not there protecting children, because if she was protecting children, she would have come clean about all of this stuff that I'm talking about right now. But she doesn't have balls. She's a fucking coward. At the end of the day, she is a Stepford wife. She had a mysterious baby arrive that her mother didn't have any idea about, didn't even know her own daughter was pregnant. I don't believe that. I've seen them interact through these headsets. I've seen their interactions. So I think it's a little strange, to be honest, that they would make those claims. There's a lot of chaos behind me, which is all by design to distract from the information getting out. I'm getting something about a deal coming through with them. I have direct ties to Paris Hilton, so I have an issue with her, like a huge fucking issue with her. I know I was a victim of this group for a lot of my life, okay? I know I was targeted by them in LA. I know because I was around all of them, okay? I literally was not even 10 feet from Paris Hilton at a restaurant in LA. She was right next to me. I know how this group works. If they're feeding off of you, they have eyes on you everywhere. Like, they're freaking demonic, okay? They're a demonic cult. They have eyes and ears on their victims. Whoever they're sacrificing, they are on you like glue. Not only that, but I had a client come in who worked for her for years. He was her driver, okay? I know who these people are. And I have direct ties to John Travolta. He knows my freaking aunt. He knows my freaking he knew my cousin. He knew my dad. I have direct ties to him. He's Mr. Scientology. Okay? So they're all right there. They're all around you. If they have sacrificed you, they're right there. They're right around you all of the time. And I have had so many, since they created the metaverse, since they created these technologies, now I have had more personal interactions with them. I really know who they are right now. I really know who they are. I know the level of how they lie, how they want to be perceived. Paris really wants to go out as a good person. She thinks she's a good person maybe in her own mind compared to her family members. And maybe she's a step up, but honey, she is nothing good. She is nothing good. She is straight up demonic. To do what she did to me, you have to be a demon. You have to be a demon. They are soulless. That's why they don't have a range in emotions. They're very one note. That's how you know they're demonic. They're very blah, 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 blah. It's one note. It's the same note. There's nothing excitable about them. They're like robots, literally. Okay. Anyways. I wanted to get that information out to you all in terms of how they work, how this group works, especially with its ties to Eric Prince. Also, I want to mention just globally, they are taking monies from foreign people through the Hilton properties. They could be laundering monies. It could be a way that they're moving monies in some way. There's something more with the properties, especially on foreign soil. So I need to look up if they have properties in Dubai. This is something that you can see with Donald Trump. You can look up his properties. He has a golf club in Dubai. You can look up how they would be moving money. They are in also. Oh, this is a big one. The Hiltons are child traffickers. They are child traffickers. They feed off of children. They are part of those operations, okay? The pedophile operations, they are part of Tiny Hands. They are part of Donald Trump's Tiny Hands operations. They actively engage in pedophilia, okay? And they have They have, you know, that has come up, okay? That they are actively, but they feed off of the children. They feed off of the children. They are child traffickers. If you go to the Hilton or the Rothschilds website, it says that they are against human trafficking or modern day slavery or something like that. They are lying. They are lying. They're lying. The Rothschilds, by the way, are the #1 investor in Southern Trust. There you go. They were the #1 investor in Southern Trust, Jeffrey Epstein. They're the network. It's the Hiltons. It's the freaking Hiltons, dude. And the Trumps are part of it. So that's the big kahuna. There you go. I'm wishing you guys the best, sending you guys so much love and blessings, and I will talk to you all soon. Bye.